Welcome, everyone. This is the Human Rights Cadre Training Program information session. I'm Lisa Adams. I am staff in CTA's Human Rights Department, and I'll be your host for this session. Here's what we'll cover today. You'll learn more about the Human Rights Cadre Training Program, what it is, and how it supports CTA's racial and social justice work. I'll also share what we are looking for in a cadre trainer. And in the last part of the session, we will go over the trainer application. So let's start with what is a cadre trainer? A human rights cadre trainer or trainers are active CTA members who are passionate about racial and social justice, and they also love to empower and educate other members. The Human Rights Cadre Training Program supports members who are passionate about developing racial and social justice perspectives of other CTA members. And when it comes to a cadre trainer, here is what we're looking for. We're looking for folks with strong adult learning, teaching, and facilitation skills. We're looking for someone who is an advocate for educators, students in the community. Our trainers need to understand CTA's mission, focus, and vision, as well as have training and content expertise in racial and social justice issues. And very important, they are also committed to delivering an authentic, inspiring, and transformative program for CTA members. On this slide, we have a picture of our wonderful trainers. You may, if you look closely, you may recognize a few folks. I'll say that this year, the cadre trainers met primarily in a virtual setting, just due to COVID precautions and all of that. So here is a picture of one of our Zoom meetings. So now let's talk a little bit about how the program works. Well, first of all, I'd like to share that the cadre training program has been around since 2000. In 2020, the decision was made to revamp the program. More emphasis was put on the development of the training curriculum, with the cadre trainers being an integral part of the curriculum development. And so how the program currently works is that once they are selected, human rights cadre trainers commit to a 3-year term to be a cadre trainer. And they also work with the human rights department staff, as well as other cadre trainers, to develop and deliver the content area curriculum. It's important to note that cadre trainers are volunteers. This is not a paid or stipend position. However, should you need to travel to do a presentation, your travel expenses will be covered. The training requests come from CTA conferences, so our cadre trainers do present at CTA's numerous conferences, as well as service center councils. We get a lot of requests from the service center councils to provide training, and local chapters as well. And we get requests from all across California. So we are looking for cadre trainers in all geographical areas of California. So our trainings, the cadre trainings, they fall into one of 5 content area categories. So I'll just spend a few minutes sharing the 5 content areas. We have transformative social emotional learning, racial justice advocacy, LGBTQ plus leadership advocacy, women's leadership advocacy, and BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color leadership advocacy. So if you are selected to be a cadre trainer, you will join one of these content groups and work with other trainers to develop and present training content related to the subject matter. So as you can see, for example, under racial justice advocacy, each of those bullet points is the title of a session that was created by our racial justice advocacy cadre trainers. So we have why systemic racism is not just a buzzword, how to create an anti-racist classroom, moving beyond awareness to allyship, how educators can take action, and confronting the whys of white nationalist ideology in schools. So each of those are titles of trainings that were developed and are presented by our cadre trainers. So for the 2022-2023 cadre trainers, we'll continue developing additional content in these five content area subject matters. So here is a timeline with the important dates. As I mentioned earlier, the application window is now open, and so applications are available. And the deadline to turn in your application is March 31st, 2022. Once your application is received, it'll go through a paper screening. All applications will. And from that paper screening, we will select candidates to interview. The interviews will take place April 25th to 29th, and they will be virtual interviews on Zoom. And then if you're selected, whoever's selected, there is a cadre training orientation during the summer. Unfortunately, we don't have an exact date yet, but we are working on that. And we will definitely know before the virtual interviews take place. The cadre trainer orientation will be a training of trainers with a focus on adult learning and facilitation skills. And we will also begin the workshop and curriculum development process. On this slide, I'd just like to share in greater detail what educators have shared with us, that the Human Rights Department, what they would like in a cadre trainer. So we are looking for someone with knowledge and commitment to racial and social justice, experience teaching and facilitating content with adults. We're looking for folks who are actively working toward anti-racism, personally and professionally, strong interpersonal skills with the willingness and excitement for diverse perspectives, and someone who supports CTA's mission and educator empowerment. So if you're selected as a trainer, here are some of the expectations of cadre trainer. So first of all, you must be an active CTA member in good standing. The program is not currently open to retired members or student members. As a cadre trainer, you're expected to attend the cadre trainer orientation, as well as participate in a content area writing team. So this is not a situation where you will just be given some content to train. You will be expected to help develop that content as well. Trainers are also expected to attend monthly cadre trainer support meetings. And I just want to say a word about the monthly meetings. Currently, we meet once a month virtually for 2 hours. That may change next year. We've received feedback from our current trainers that they would like more opportunities to meet in person while following COVID guidelines, of course. Nothing is set yet, but we will most likely have 1 or 2 in-person meetings. Whatever we do will be based on the needs and feedback of our cadre trainers. And one of the last expectations is that If you're selected as a CADRE trainer, you will be expected to conduct at least one CADRE training a year, at least one. If you would like more information on the CADRE training program, please check out cta.org/cadre. You can also access the application form at that on that page. So let's talk about what a completed application looks like. First of all, before filling out your application, I again encourage you to visit cta.org/cadre to learn more about the CADRE training program. This will help you with your application. You can also access the application at the URL, but additionally, we've included a bit.ly link that will take you directly to the application. So here is what a completed application looks like. There is a form to fill out with your demographic information. There are also 6 short answer questions that you will need to answer. So once you apply, make sure that you have time to actually sit down and fill out the application. And you will need to sign your application. You will also need to include 2 letters of recommendation. So you need 2 references. And this is how it works. Once you fill out the application online, the system will ask you for the name and emails of your 2 references. So in your 2 references, you need to have, one needs to be someone who has personal knowledge of your training skills, and that could be a participant that has maybe attended one of your trainings. It could be a co-trainer, someone that you've worked with to co-train. It could be your principal or another administrator. So you need someone that can, that has some experience with your training skills. The second letter of recommendation must be from a CTA leader, and that could be your site rep, your chapter president, or another chapter officer, or someone on your exec board. It could be, if you're active in your service center council, it could be the service center council chair, or someone that is a leader in the service center council. And so those are just some examples of what we mean by a CTA leader. So going back to the letters of recommendation, I'll just share that last year we had several applicants who had a completed application, but their references never sent in the letter of recommendation. So how it works is that once you fill out the application, you'll be asked to give the names and the emails of your references. So the system will auto-generate an email and send it out to your references, asking for a letter of recommendation. Now, as I mentioned, some applicants, they filled out their application and we never received their reference letters. So whoever you decide to use as your reference, it's really important to let them know ahead of time and to follow up with them as well. So that is your responsibility to let the references know that they'll be receiving an email, and then follow up with them before the March 31st deadline. Another requirement of a completed application is to submit a sample training. It can be a sample training on any topic, but of course a social justice topic is preferable. It could be a slide deck that you developed or a detailed outline of a training, but whatever you submit, it should include the purpose of the training, the outcome of the training, the process in which you developed and facilitated the training, and include the number and description of participants, of the folks that attended your training. So however you can share that information, that's what you need to do. And so you will upload this information, most likely in a PDF file. However, it needs to be 5 pages or less. So the system will not allow you to upload more than 5 pages. And so that concludes the info session. If you have questions or need more information about applying for a CADRE as a CADRE trainer, you can send an email to humanrightscadre@cta.org. Thank you for your time today and good luck.